we've actually got quite a few listeners online, and we've got quite a few listeners that are listening in over the phone. But I actually just wanted to get everyone together because guys, we've already done the seasonal business check. We already understand that in January, February, there's always a huge push. You'll definitely see your organizations thriving in those months, but there could be something that happens in June and July. You can see more of a dip, you can see some attrition, or even stability in your organizations. However, to combat that, we're going to need to put in more activity. So, it's been proven every year since I've been in the industry over the last 5 years, specifically in the months of August and September, especially when the kids go back to school, that your business starts to skyrocket. And what I'm saying to you right now is there are people that you're looking for that are looking for you. But if you're not waving your Paycation flag right now, if you're not putting in the activity, there's no way that they're going to be able to find you. But they'll end up finding someone. So I just wanted to put that bug in everyone's ear. I did want to remind everyone of the contest that Mr. Manning has lined up right now, where if you enroll 3 people into Paycation, we will give you, Paycation will give you an extra $100. That rounds out to be about $270 in additional income into your household. If you enroll 6 personals, that will be an extra $200. I believe that's roughly about an extra $580. And 10 personals, Mr. Manning will give you an extra $400. That's an extra $1,100 in income. Definitely an increase to the comp plan that we want to make sure that we take advantage of. But what we've done today is we've actually got our of network development, Mr. Mark Campese, on the line. For those of you who do not know Mr. Campese, he has over 20 years of experience specifically in building and developing home-based businesses, network marketing companies. He's been on the distributor side. He's owned companies. He's a world-class speaker, trainer. But I was actually speaking with him earlier today just about the state of Paycation. I'm very excited about some of the things that he told me. And I just asked him, can you share this with the team? I think that coming out of the June and July months, we need to hear this. We need to hear this. And I know a lot of us are going to hear it at the Diamond Retreat, some of the diamonds and some of the guests that will be there. But I just want to give you guys a sneak peek to the State of the Union with Paycation Travel. And some of you guys even had questions for Mr. Campese that I'll be sure to make sure he gets those as well. We'll do a Q&A session with some of those questions. But with that said, I would like to invite the president of Paycation Travel on the line, Mr. Mark Campese. Are you here, sir?
I sure am, Kevin. Thank you so much. And, as I get started, I want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank yous are always in order. Thank you for the opportunity to share with your team. And, your success is our success. So we're always about helping, elevating, empowering people to go out and become the best they can be in the Paycation business. And also, I was thinking before getting on this call, just how powerful the MLM industry really is. And I'm proud that Paycation is part of that industry. I got involved in this industry over 20 years ago. It has had a profound effect on my life. It's made all the difference. I went to college for 7 years and worked in a corporation. Didn't really know what I was going to be when I grew up. I went into business ownership for myself, and boy, what a struggle that is on so many levels. And ended up, I didn't wake up one day and say, "Hey, I think I'm going to go do network marketing." Someone brought network marketing to me, and it's this business is a very evangelical business. It's a missionary-driven business. We go out and we bring it to people. Well, somebody brought it to me. And it changed my life in a powerful way. There's no industry in the world like this industry. This is an every man's industry. It's an industry where you don't need money to go out and create big sums of money. I mean, we have people right now on Paycation making more money than people who own McDonald's franchise. That's a fact. Wow. And if you wanted to buy a McDonald's franchise, it would cost you about $1.4 million to get one of those started. We have people making more money than those that have multiple McDonald's franchises. So I want you to know that through the power of network marketing and specifically the Paycation business, you can get your dreams. And that's important that you know that, because that's the power of success here. You got to be dream driven. This is a dream driven business. You got to set your sight your dreams, because this business can bring that to you. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your gender. If you're a female or a male, it doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter, what your background has been, what your history has been, if you've been to college or haven't been to college. These things don't matter here. It doesn't matter what kind of job you've had, if you have money or don't have money. It doesn't matter your political persuasion here. Those things don't matter. What matters here is your heart's desire to have your dreams. If you've got desire burning in you, you can take the platform that Paycation has laid out and go out and become whatever you want to become. The only one that can limit you is you, and the only one that can bring you success at the end of the day is you. Now you've got great leadership here. I salute Kevin. I've gotten to know him over the past year, and boy, he's first class. There is very few leaders in this company that are like Kevin Gray, and those that know him, you know what I'm saying. You've got excellent leadership and a great team spirit. Of course, he's part of a great team with Spencer Iverson. That's a whole great lineup there. There's no doubt about that. But I want to encourage you to give your heart to your dreams and what we do here. Now, Paycation is constantly progressing, constantly evolving. And just because you don't hear, every day maybe something new from the company doesn't behind the scenes. Now, I'm limited really in what I can tell you. You're going to get a full announcement of this. Your diamonds will have it at the end of the month. But I want to tell you something, that we are putting things in place to secure our foundation, our security, our safety, our solidness, our soundness for decades to come. And once again, hey, can you keep a secret? Hey, so can I? I can't tell you any more than that. We've got some great. We're doing something that will expand the Paycation opportunity and give us a greater bandwidth, if I can put it that way, to becoming that $1 billion plus longevity company, that legacy company. So you got to know this, because one of the great flaws, and hey, there are some flaws in network marketing, by the way, though I love the industry. If it's done right, it's the greatest industry in the world, but there are some flaws. And one of the greatest flaws is that companies tend to go away. They don't stay. Whether it's mismanagement, lack of capital, poor leadership, all those things are connected, but those things make companies not last. We are doing things that will make us stronger, bigger, and better, and that will dynamically empower those that are pressing into this business. Now, if you're in this to win it, and I trust you on this call, and instead they have to know, because you are in it to win it. You're not playing a game. You've invested your future in this company, as I have, as Kevin has, as David Manning has. We're sold out. We're not going anywhere. Okay, this is my last rodeo, folks. I want you to know that. And I'm fighting every day with everything I have to make this a long-term success. And I mean success, not mediocre. And, and by the way, the road to success is paved with adversity. If you don't know that on a personal basis, you will know that. But understand that's the groundwork, okay? And not just for you as an individual building a team, it's for all of us. We face great obstacles in the company, internal, external, continually. That's the nature of things. That's our nature of being in the wild, as it were. Fighting to not just to survive, but to overcome and to win. So, and we are winning. So we've got some alliances that we're making right now. I'll put it that way. That are going to please you. You're going to get a full picture of it, the full benefits of it. But it's going to make us bigger, better, stronger in the U.S., but also on an international basis. The good is getting gooder. The best is getting better. I want you to know that. And so as we move into the fall, we're going to be stronger, bigger, better than ever. And of course, we are going to be taking a tour starting in October. hitting all the major areas. We're going to be forming also a team of leaders to go out also. And I say that because I want you to know we're going to be bringing the good news, the message right to the marketplace where it matters. But at the end of the day, everyone, your success is dependent on you. We are building a platform. You understand what the company does. The company establishes a platform, okay, that you can build success upon. And we've laid down a foundation here at Paycation that is second to none in the industry. I mean, second to none. The leadership, the compensation structure, the very product itself that we represent, it's second to none. There is no other company like Paycation. Listen, there's other opportunities out there. There's tons of them. I wouldn't say otherwise. I never diminish another opportunity. And listen, some are better than others. There's no doubt about it. But when you talk about Paycation, you're talking about superior opportunity in the marketplace. It absolutely is, hands down. And for the same amount of effort, because it takes the same effort in any direct marketing MLM company to go out and build teams, recruit and build teams. It's the same effort. That's no different. You do, it's the same. Whether you're marketing razor blades, or you're marketing water purifiers, or you're marketing travel, the way you do it's the same. But for the same effort, you are paid more here than anywhere else. It's an absolute fact. Other companies have smoke and mirrors and lots of them. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you read the fine print of what it takes to get paid and what that means, you're going to wake up and have a big aha moment with them. When you understand this compensation plan, the aha moment you have will be, wow, this company really cares for me. This company is really on my side, and we are on your side. We're empowering you. We're here to give you the finest opportunity, the finest platform, the finest foundation for you to build your dreams upon. At the end of the day, as I said, this is about your dreams. And all Paycation is a vehicle to take you to your dreams. But you're the one that's got to drive the car, though. I can't drive that car for you. Kevin can't drive that car for you. You got to drive that vehicle. You got to take it to where you want it to go. But here's, if I could give you one secret to get with Paycation, the way to get your dreams is by recruiting and building a team. You recruit and build your way to your dreams. That's how you get your dreams in our kind of a business. And you have to be focused on that. You know, one thing that I'm aware of is that success is always a product of focus. And the focus is a discipline. Focus isn't something that's just simple and easy. You got to work at focus. You got to get yourself in a place where you can sort of control your own self. It's about self-control, self-discipline, really. The focus. You get focus going on. Focus magnifies. Focus magnifies everything. Focus is a concentration of every part of your being towards one thing. And you get focused on that one thing of recruiting and building a team here. That's how you win. And hey, listen, this is the doldrums of summer, right? People get unfocused in the summer. You know, it's not just everything. I know what it is to build a business in the summer and try to recruit and build. And of course, everybody's everywhere else, right? The kids are out of school. It's vacation time. It's warm, especially for those that live in the northern part of this country. You know, hey, they only get summer for 2 months of the year. It's only nice for 2 months of the year, so they want to take advantage of it, right? So people are elsewhere when summer comes. But don't you be elsewhere. That's the key. It's all about where you are. Because what happens is when summer comes, even the reps get unfocused, right? The focus is your power. And your focus is really, as I said, is recruiting and building. If there's one more thing I would share with you before I bring Kevin back on to ask me some questions, is that you got to fight in this business. Anybody who owns any business has to understand that. It's a fight. So when you work at JLB, you know, there's not a whole lot of fight. Sometimes you're fighting with co-workers and that kind of stuff, but there's very little fight in that kind of a thing. You just sign in, you do your work, and whatever the case may be, there's very little incentive often either where you can even climb the corporate ladder. In this business, you got to fight. You work for yourself. You got to fight every day to win. But those that do exert themselves and they fight, they win big. Now, what you got to fight for here is real simple. You got to fight for your next promotion. If you've got your eyes on your next promotion, wherever you are right now, whatever it is, wherever you find yourself, your rank in this company, you got to fight for that next promotion. If you're an executive, you got to go to regional. If you're regional, you got to go to national. You got to fight for it. It's just going to happen. Success doesn't happen by accident. You make it happen. This is a business where it's about you. You make the choice. You make the decision. You run by choosing. So choose to fight. Win. You get into this action of more exposure. You got to have a good DMO, and a DMO is a daily method of operation. What's your DMO? Do you have a DMO? This is the first time I even heard of a DMO. DMO is your daily method of operation. It's what you do on a daily basis to advance your business. So you got to be in action. And Kevin has already mentioned that. But listen, my mentor told me many years ago. He said, "Listen, when the summer comes," he also said, "By the way, between Thanksgiving and New Year's, those are the slowest times of the year." He said, "Your business doesn't have to be slow." He says you got to work twice as much activity as you would other times in the year to keep up and to advance. He said that's what it takes. So it is about more activity. But we got to be inspired. We got to have our head in the game. We got to be fighting to win. See, the great thing about a compensation plan is that if you follow that compensation plan, it becomes goals to you. It becomes simple targets and simple goals that you can fight and reach that keeps you on track. You just keep going up that stair-step ladder all the way to diamond, and then all the progressions up in diamond. Just keep fighting for that next promotion by what? By speed and exposure. Exposing us to more people, recruiting and building teams. So hey, that's my shot of a blood transfusion today. Listen, I'm giving blood today. I'm excited. I'm on fire. I believe in what we're doing. I know the power, but if I could give you a pill right now that you could know exactly what I know, I'd do it. Because I knew if you know exactly what I know, you would do whatever it took to fight and win big here at Vacation. Kevin, I'm going to bring you back on the line here. I know you said you had some questions you wanted to ask me that were submitted by the team, and I'll be glad to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Campese. I'm actually here taking notes right now, and I was speaking with one of the leaders in Bermuda yesterday, Jansen Cross, and of course, you know that we've got an emerging organization in Bermuda right now, and you know they're coming across some challenges as far as a company that graced the island many years ago. I won't mention the name, but the initials are YTB, and they just want to know, Mr. Campese, how do you how do you combat that? You know, that bad name that they left there on the island, and how Paycation travel is different.
I'll give you two simple things that I've used in my career in building teams, because we've faced this challenge before. It's not uncommon, by the way, that some MLM companies leave a bad taste in people's mouths. But here's what I've said to people to help to overcome that objection, to make them think logically, not just in a negative emotional swoon. Here's what I would say. Listen, Kevin, if the right person showed you New York City, it would be the most wonderful experience in the world. If the wrong person showed you New York City, you would end up dead in an alley.
Wow.
I want to show you New York City the right way. In other words, I want to show you network marketing the right way.
Wow.
And also, I sometimes say this to people: hey, have you ever had a bad pizza at a restaurant? Does that mean all pizzas are bad? All pizza places are bad? They're not. Okay, you got to taste and see for yourself. Let me show you. Let me personally help you to see how this is a better pizza. So you're painting a different picture for people to help them to get out of that rut of thinking. And listen, negative thinking is a powerful thing. We're here to always bring a powerful, positive message to people to set them free from that darkness that they sit in.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. I definitely got that. Now, we've also got something else from one of our nationals on her way to international executive, Miss Selena Thornton out of Danville, Virginia. And let me tell you, I'm extremely proud of her and her organization. They recently, I believe they're going to have to expand to another hotel ballroom, because the one that they have right now is just a little bit too small, just because of all the people coming in. But with all this new growth going on in their organization, can you help us out with what is the difference between managing your team, as well as the difference between, make sure I get this question right, managing the team as well as leading the team? Can you help us out with that?
something, by the way, that is very common for leaders to fall into. You get into the managing mode versus the leading mode. And they are two different things. You know, corporate America manages, business leads and drives. Now, here's the only way I know, okay, to draw that distinction. And it's true, it's basic, but leaders must continually lead from the front. They must lead by example. In other words, those that manage, they sit back and just try to direct others. Now, listen, there's a place for directing. I'm not saying there isn't. But true leadership is when you lead from the front. You're actually doing it. It's unit first leadership. In other words, I don't just tell my team, hey, you should recruit 3 new people this month, each of you. I go out and I recruit 3 new people this month, and I flaunt it. I let them know. Now, the last time I built an active business, I made it a point to have more guests at every Tuesday and Thursday business opportunity presentation than anyone on my team. And I flaunted it. I was proud of it. I said, hey, I had 8 guests, and how many do you have? And people, listen, they didn't catch me. They couldn't catch me because I was just so focused in an animal. But they don't have to catch me. They do half what I do. I'm happy.
Wow.
And so leaders lead by example. They recruit more. They do more activity. They do the things that matter. They don't do this. They don't do this executive management where they sit at their desk and count business cards or whatever you do at your desk. They are engaged in doing the business. It's about speed and exposure, talking to more people, leading and directing people to the next event constantly. And look, it's leading. Managing doesn't do that. Managing just sits back. Hey, I can rest a little bit. Listen, there are no rest stops on the road to success, folks. You've got to drive this thing to a certain point. Now, you can have financial independence and financial freedom when you get it going to a certain point. I'm not saying you can't, but there's no time for anybody. Donald Bradley leads the way. Donald is a true leader. He's a do-it-first leader. He hasn't stopped recruiting. He hasn't stopped advancing his business. And so, listen, you got to keep pressing and pressing. You got to go from being bad to being good, from being good to being great by personal example. There's 2 things a leader owes their team. Number 1, they owe them an opportunity, and you brought this opportunity to your team. Owe them an example. That's what leaders owe. Leaders are responsible. Okay, they need to be stewards of an example. And that example includes making money, by the way. The greatest example you can give your team is that you get a check and you make money because you do the stuff that creates that money. So that's the difference between leadership and management, in my opinion.
Awesome response, sir. Thank you so much. Also, one of the schools that I have attended while I've been in my networking career is I've listened to How to Build a Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. I've listened to 7 Steps to Network Marketing by Eric Worre. I've listened to The Cash Cow by Holton Buggs. And I think a lot of us, and this is something that I'm asking right now, I think a lot of us want to know how do we recruit up? How do we get people that are better than us or have more influence than us? How do we attract them to our organization?
Well, there's a couple of different ways. Number 1, you got to be a believer. Okay, everything begins again with you. The number 1 thing you sell is yourself, always. So that's why this is a business of personal growth and development. As you grow and develop in this business, and by the way you grow and develop in this business is by being engaged in it and doing it. Reading. You need to read books on personal growth and development. Everyone needs to be reading those kind of books as well because they're mentors to you. Jim Rohn can be a powerful mentor to you. Eric Worre, Mark Yarnell, those people can be tremendous mentors. So reading and building you becomes the first element. Number 2, if you yourself don't have a circle, concerning other leader types, it's okay because you can develop it through social media. You can begin reaching out, building relationships with people. And listen, you don't have to come on to you don't have to be like a vampire and pull the teeth and bite their jugular the first time you're in contact with them. You build relationships. And as you're building relationships, then you start to the process of recruiting. It's very subtle. But another point that I'll make, which is really important, is that because of the power of networking itself, networking is about people who know people who know people. To the power of networking, you may have some people on your team that seem like small fish, small potatoes, but those small fish know some whales.
Wow.
And you may have to go through some people to get to some people. But it's a process of working through people you know, and then you utilize your upline. You don't have to go fishing here for the big whale by yourself. That's important that you understand that. Okay, you just got to be the doorway to find them, and then start to bait them a little bit. And with the help of your upline, use your upline. You got a supply of diamonds on your team. And by the way, you can take it all the way to me. You got some whales. I'll be glad to be on the phone with those whales with you and for you to help you to get them into business. So you can attract quality people. And listen, not all quality people are already in MLM. And we want to go out and find every MLM leader, but hey, a lot of times MLM leaders come with baggage, lots of baggage. And sometimes they're not worth the trouble, because some of them come and they bring a team with them, but then they're disruptive and they end up going away. These are the MLM junkies and so on that I often talk about. So you can understand there's two kinds of things here. There's finding leaders and there's developing leaders. And you can find people who've been leaders in their own right. Maybe they're leaders in real estate, leaders in insurance, leaders in corporate America. They're sick and tired of the pressure. They want a better way. You can see the power of MLM also is the power of leverage. That they can leverage themselves and have financial independence and have time freedom as well as money freedom. I know real estate people that they're in the $1 million club. They make a lot of money every year, but there's no freedom. They're working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They have no free time. They're always on call. And I say that because we can offer. So listen, it's a process. It's you getting better. It's you using your upline. It's working through people you know. And the bolder you get, and this is important because I had an opportunity some years ago to read a Top Gun pilot manual. And the thing that stood out to me is that every single chapter in that book used over and over the word aggressive. You need to become aggressive. That's part of personal growth. So you can't be passive here and win big. You got to become aggressive. You got to become the hunter. You got to go out and hunt. And of course, when you feel good about you got good self-image, good personal growth, you can become more aggressive with chasing. See, a passive person, timid. They're fearful. They're afraid to talk to those that are better than them. They're afraid to recruit up. And I'm not saying that isn't normal. But once you go through that barrier, because it's just fear. All fear is barriers that can be broken. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And when you have fear, you don't walk backwards with fear. You walk forward. And when you do that, fear disperses. The spell is gone. Because you face fear head on, it can't stand because it's not real. So as you get better and move forward and become aggressive, there is no fear. You'll talk to anyone. But that's a process of growth and development.
Wow. Well, Mr. Campese, I definitely want to be the first to thank you for your time this afternoon. I think that so many of our concerns, so many thoughts have been answered just from what to do as far as proceeding with the business, our competition. Just a lot here that I can soak in, and I'm taking notes right now. With that said, was there any additional address or anything else that you had to offer before we let you go?
Listen, I just want to assure you that you're in good hands. We are a long-term company. We're not going away. Don't make a mistake that so many people do. They don't see the end from the beginning. They give up too easily, or they're enticed away by something else that looks easy and glimmering. Because the grass is never greener on the other side. When you get there, you still got to mow the lawn. So mow the lawn here. We know how to grow green grass, and become part of those that are helping us to build. Become those that really are true believers here, that are lifers here, and you will you will have tremendous success here with our company, and we'll be here for the long haul and making sure that we lay a great platform every single day for every one of you out there. Thank you, Kevin.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Campese, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from the president of Paycation Travel. Does not get any better than that. I know that Mr. Campese, Mr. Manning, Ms. Spears, and some of our executives will be going on tours all across the country in the United States, and I believe eventually all across the world. Someone did ask what markets are we open in right now. Of course, we're open a lot of different places, but of course, we've got the United States, we've got the UK, we've got France, we've got Bermuda, we've got Trinidad, and we got so many pockets that are opening right now. Just stay tuned for these additional countries that will open. Stay tuned for announcements coming up after the end of the month, as well as the Diamond Retreat. But I'm excited about our company. I'm proud of our company, and just encourage you to keep on working, stay diligent, and guys, I will see you all at the top as well as the beaches of the world. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and end today's call. We only kept you about 30 minutes. We do have some great things coming up this week. Please be sure to check your email as well as just God bless. Good afternoon. Talk to you guys later.